Hello, and welcome to another episode of Permission Granted Podcast. We're so glad to have you here. We are joined this week with myself, Shelly, and Kasha and Eva. Kim is off again this week, and we're sending her lots of love. So this week, we are talking about the energy of the rest of the year. What are we dealing with cosmic-wise and astrology-wise, numerology-wise? What's the energy going on? And we've got some interesting information for you so that you can navigate the end of your year in the best possible way. So, did you want to start us off, Kasha?
Sure. I was just talking about how, numerologically speaking, heading into this last month, and numerology is something I'm very new to. So I just got off of a call with a girlfriend of mine who's like a master at it. She was saying, heading into Mercury retrograde, slowing down, clearing, and lots of emotion. And I was thinking, great, because, we haven't had enough of that. Right? So we got to fill up. I'm being totally facetious. The emotional ride, it's not even just looking at the number, whatever the month adds up to, or the sign, whatever it is you believe it. This is an emotional time for us, for humanity, right? Holidays, I don't know what it is, but the energy of hallways, my God. The energy of holidays always ups the ante emotionally for so many people. And so when you don't know how to feel your emotions and you try to numb them and you try to resist them or run away from them, guess what? They chase you, right?
Yeah.
They will balloon and they will be even stronger. And so emotional mastery is something that I always talk about it because it's so important. If you can feel safe feeling your stuff, then no matter what life throws at you, you're going to fare a little bit better. It might still suck. It might still be really hard, but you're going to fare better because you'll understand the fact that you are not your emotions. It's an emotion is simply an experience you're having.
Yes. Oh, I love that. I love that. I pull cards for each moon phase, and I haven't done December's yet, but I did pull some cards just to have a little peek at what December will offer us. And right now when we're recording this, we are in that emotional turmoil of just, there's so much energy swirling and relationships are sort of in this upheaval mode. And we don't really have those people to turn to that we would normally connect with because it's in this jumbly sort of disconnection phase of tearing down everything that we've had so that it can be rejuvenated, right? It's like an exfoliation. So that's what's going on right now. It doesn't feel comfortable. It's not great. It's very emotional. Do you like that, the exfoliation? And I love my metaphors. They always give me the best ones. But that's what we've got going on. And what we're being called to do is really honor our bodies and honor the rest that we're requiring and honor the feelings that we're having and really just try and give ourselves the space to move through that. It's not going to last, and the outcome is very positive. We can just surrender to it and allow it. These things are happening for our highest good. And then, as far as the end of the year comes, what I'm seeing in the cards is that we really need to remove the focus. You hear this every year, but we need to remove the focus from the financial aspect of the holidays and really connect in with love and balancing our lives to the best of our abilities. This is what's going to carry us through. This is what's going to support us in the best way. What feels good in the moment, not that financial burden. Let's just take ourselves out of that energy. So that is what I'm seeing coming up. And it seems to be in alignment with everything that I'm seeing with astrology and like you said, numerology. Neither one of us can speak today.
It's just that type of day.
Yeah, it is. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing. So what are you hearing on the streets, Eva?
I'm hearing, but I'm also blessed to be feeling like the surge of emotions, and everything you tapped on is everything that I'm feeling that I feel is going to be like the momentum, so to speak, for the rest of the year. I feel being called to hibernate, which is like Shelly was saying, and you were saying, Kasha, the slowing down aspect of it. I've been feeling drawn to release a lot of things energetically wise that just don't feel comfortable with me. And I've been releasing the heaviness of the burden to feel like I have to stand up and be financially responsible when it comes to these holidays with the gift giving of it all. We decided many years ago to cancel Christmas in its entirety as far as like the gift giving. We show up and are present, like that is our present to who we go and choose to spend the holidays with, and engage on creating more memories with people. And we get to pick and choose the people that we feel energetically drawn to every year. So we might not always be with the same people. We allow ourselves to be guided on where we feel like we want to be that particular holiday. And that's where I'm feeling like my space going to these last couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of releasing, not just emotions, but people, you know, and sometimes again, it's like, it hurts because it's like ripping off Band-Aids that have been on there
Totally.
for a long time. And it's not fun, but it's necessary because going into the next year, we're going to be coming into, she said, a year 3, and that apparently is quite an abundant number. So we can't bring in more into ourselves, more people, new things, new experiences, if we're sitting in the energy, like if we're a full bucket, right? I think one of you told me that analogy, right? If our bucket's full, what else is going to fit? We got to dump out the old stuff, scrape the sludge off the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
and make space.
Yeah. Yep, that's exactly what it's like. I love that imagery of dumping out your bucket and cleaning it out so that you're making room for more positive and more things. And yes, we're releasing even people and situations and friends and things that are really dear to our hearts right now, and that does feel painful, but at the same time it doesn't mean that they're not going to come back to us once their buckets are clean too, right? Mm-hmm. So it's just, we have to do this for ourselves so that we can welcome the expansion that's coming next year.
I agree, especially when it comes to relationships. Like I myself have been going through a lot of like shifts with people and relationships, and just having a realization that a lot of the times, a lot of people that we engage with, family and friends alike, that we've known for so long, we kind of overlook a lot of things about them. And I'm like in this position right now where I'm really seeing people for who they truly are, and I just don't align like that anymore. Yeah. And I was telling my husband in this conversation a couple of weeks ago, I'm like, I don't feel like I don't want to come across like I'm judging or I'm being critical or I'm being bougie, so to speak, but I'm like, I'm getting to a phase in my life where I'm outgrowing certain people. Not that they're bad, not that they're indifferent, but just my energies are just not in alignment with them anymore. So like Kasha said, it's painful to know that you might have to separate, but Shelly just said it might just be in the moment situation while we're all rearranging everything that's going on and kind of shedding. I feel like we've been overloaded and overburdened with so much information and emotional like energies this past couple of years that I think we're hitting our peak where we're realizing that we have to let go before it erupts.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I completely agree. So let's hand out some permission slips, ladies.
All right. So permission granted to really be objective about your emotions. And if you are feeling something that doesn't feel good, it's okay. Give yourself that space to feel it in your body. Like focus on the sensation rather than the thoughts that are racing around that are attached to that emotion. Because when you can focus on the sensation, it passes a lot faster. So emotions are not who you are. They're only an experience you're having.
Yes.
And for me, permission granted to really honor those internal nudges that you're getting about certain relationships that you feel you're just not in alignment with anymore. Trust and believe that those nudges are kind of like the universe and God's way of saying that we need to move forward. Not that we're leaving anyone behind intentionally. It just means that we're moving on to another phase, another chapter, another page in our book of life. And that it's okay if a relationship does come to an end, because people are in our lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And we know those lifetime people are a handful. Seasonal people are abundant, and those other people that are in between are many, but for sometimes they might leave, but they might come back, like Shelly said. So honor that.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. And permission granted to honor your body and your emotions and just feel where you're at. Just be where you're at and let that be enough. Let it be okay. And let this be easy. It's going to feel like you're moving backwards. It's going to feel like you're being held back. Just enjoy the pause. Take the breath. Be present with yourself and just allow as much as you can, despite the discomfort of it. Just be present in it. So permission granted. Awesome, ladies. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode. If you like, subscribe, share, we appreciate all of that, getting the word out. And of course, if you have not grabbed your permission granted manifesto yet, do so with the link below. And we will see you next time.
Bye. Good to
Bye.
be here.